Hello folks, how are you? Yeah, this is All Truth Speaker again. It's more extremely sad news. I just wanted to ask, and this will not be that long, but this is just to ask a question and to make a few statements that are 100% factual. And I just like to ask everybody, did anybody see Bill Clinton's press release last night, or his rally, as he was going out showing support for his wife, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton? Everybody knows. And like I said, this will not be long. But it was one of the most disgraceful exhibitions I've ever seen. And as me and numerous other people have asked other African Americans and regular Americans, why in the heck why would you vote for Hillary Clinton? Why would you be rallying at a conference or a political rally by Bill Clinton? I said it again, by Bill Clinton for his wife Hillary Clinton. He slammed Black Lives Matter. I mean, he just stepped all over him. He kicked their behind until his feet hurt last night. He just went there and went off on them. What he was saying in essence are that you are nothing but a bunch of phonies and hypocrites. I told you so. And all these black people, well, he can mean it that way. What the hell else did he mean? See, we need God right now. Well, I don't believe in God. That's your business. You did everything else, and it's definitely not working. You follow these so-called pastors and these buffoons, these so-called civil rights, not all, but these so-called civil rights leaders that are bought and paid for. The Black Caucus, which was called out and found out that they have been paid off by the same people that are paying Hillary Clinton. And we'll get into that later. But it's pretty disgraceful. Bill Clinton said, Black Lives Matter in the back hollering. Bill Clinton came out and said, you could see the expression of his face changed. He was really adamant about it. He just went off. And I'm just going to make a few statements as to what he did say, and he wasn't the only one. Ray Lewis went off on Black Lives Matter and Negroes. He just went off. But we're going to talk about Bill Clinton first, and I won't be long. Bill Clinton said, I like to hear protesters, especially the ones that will allow you to answer their questions. He said, but you are hiding from the truth. Did you hear what I said? That's what Bill Clinton told Black Lives Matter and the people that were rallying against him and his support for his wife, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. He said they were talking about his superpredator comment being referred to blackmail and the males of all male people of color, so to speak. I'm just going to be brief. He said, I spoke with numerous black families, and he said, the black families told me to, Bill, please pass, Mr. Clinton, please pass that 3-strike bill. Please put it on the floor and pass it. And let the Senate pass, so the Senate can pass it and put it into law, because a lot of our children are being shot down in the street by black gangs, and we are tired and fed up. He said, you don't want to face the truth. Bill Clinton said not only that, the ID law that black people and people, we had to carry ID to prove it. I mean, I remember it very well. This is why I don't understand. Why in the heck would you be there? Why black people, why people of color, why would you support the Clintons? All the damage they did, the 3-strike law, welfare reform, which took single mothers and just threw them off of it. It just took them off of welfare, because that was the only, most of them, that was the only means of support. Why would you be there anyway? What do you think he would listen? He didn't listen before. He threw you right under the bus. Janet Reno told him, said, well, if you sign this bill into law, this 3-strike law bill, you're going to lock up extremely large number of the people that put you in the office. Remember, the Republican Party wanted to impeach him for his little indiscretion. We won't go into that. That's something for another. But they couldn't get enough support. So they said, okay, we'll lame duck you. And after that, he didn't want it to be lame duck. He threw black people right under the bus. And at the end of his tenure, shall we say, or his presidency, the number of blacks locked up in prison was twice as much as when he first started, just because of what Bill Clinton did. That law he signed in the 3-strike law. It's a disgrace. Yes, Bill Clinton and Hillary are phonies. They could care less. At the beginning of a presidency, presidential election bid, she didn't want anything to do with Black Lives Matter. Then when Bernie Sanders started stepping up, picking up the pace, oh, I'm so sorry for that, Bill. We are so sorry for using the term superpredator. No, she's not. I guess did you see, we took a picture, we did. Someone took a picture and posted it. She had a smirk on her face like, wow, I really got these Negroes. No other people on earth would do this. I don't see how they can fall for the same ridiculous apology twice. They'll believe anything. I mean, this is the kind of expression she had. Wow, I can't believe it. Not those Negroes have voted for me at 92% again. And let me tell you what else Bill Clinton said. He told him. He said after we passed that bill, he said we had a 33-year low in crime. He's talking about in the black neighborhood. He said because of the ID bill, they had a 46-year low in black on black murder with the gun. He said you're defending the people that are killing the people that you said lives matter. I mean, it was a slap in the face. David Carroll said it was a slap. Not only was it a slap in the face, he wore the shoes off of both feet, off kicking Black Lives Matter in the behind. I mean, he kicked behind he kicked behind it till his feet hurt. It was a disgrace. Everybody was talking about it. He already told you. He just calling you thieves. Then to top it off, and I'm going to be finished with this. You get what you asked for. See, what we suffer from is a social illusion. We want everything to look good. We want people to like you. But then y'all neighborhood is somebody punched an elderly black woman, an old pastor, in the face. And that got a few of us really, I mean, we were really upset that it's not in our area. We didn't know who did it. We were trying to find out. And the thing is, all these big bad people were standing around and nobody did a doggone thing. And the person who punched her wasn't even black. See, the thing is, black people are going into extinction. We need God right now. We need God now, not yesterday. We need God now. We've been following these civil rights leaders. The first thing to tell you, Dr. King, I had a dream. Dr. King's dream is a nightmare. Black people, we are going into extinction. Let me tell you something. I just want to say something. The very people that we've been marching all over the place for, following behind these so-called civil rights groups and the Black Caucus, which have been sold out. They're bought and paid for, came right out in the open and endorsed Hillary Clinton. Then Donna Edwards of Maryland, they didn't support her, but they went in the back and supported somebody else in secret. What happened? The person who they supported failed. Come to find out, the same person that Hillary endorsed and getting paid by is let's see, okay. Are you ready for this? The private prison industry and big pharma. I'm sorry, big tobacco. The tobacco companies and the prison, the private prison industry are the one that paid the Black Caucus. They were called out right on Roland Martin's show by the executive director of Color of Change, Rashad Robinson. And then he said the term superpredator. Bill Whitaker, he said it. He said, I don't know what else would you call black gang members who would get 13-year-old kids all cracked up to go out and kill other African Americans. And he was looking. We were like, we can't believe this. We didn't say lie. We said we couldn't believe it. Look at all these. They still in the back. You have about as much right at this convention or political rally, and you have about as much right as a Donald Trump protester got a Donald Trump rally as you do try to tell the Eskimo how to build an igloo. I'm not telling anybody who to vote for. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'm just telling you how stupid this looks. We're the laughing stock of humanity. What did Ray Lewis say? Just in 1 year alone, I'll put it this way, 1,400 more black are killed by other blacks each year, just in 2 years alone, than blacks were actually lynched from 1882 to 1968. Now that's astronomical. That is just barbaric. That is sad. How ridiculously stupid. That is embarrassing. The laughing stock of humanity. Every neighborhood you own, most of the stores are owned by East Asians and Arabs. We need God now. We don't have time for foolishness, following behind these other people marching up and down. We have been marching for 50 years. We have been free 150, and we're worse now than we ever were. You had more businesses back in the 1920s than you do now. You had Black Wall Street. We had a small shipping line. And that's not all. When you follow these clowns and then, well, it's the illusion of being integrated, you don't have a thing. It's embarrassing. Bill Clinton went off. He wouldn't have had time to go off for me because I wouldn't have wasted my time listening to him or Hillary Clinton. It's the right man. No, it's you. Wake up. Wake the hell up before it's too late. Everybody's saying that the black race is going into extinction. It's sad that there was a meeting in South Florida, and I'm not going to call it ethnic group that done this, bought every hotel, fired every black person down there, and that right there, right now, but everyone in the hotel, black people are trying to get in when they're going on their vacation. We're here to replace this Negro. Then you go there and riot and burn down your neighborhood when you don't, oh goodness, look, wait a minute, look, hold it. Folks, black folks, we need to repent and ask God for direction. We can't make it at this rate. In 1 year alone, black men make up the paltry sum of 6.6% of the entire population, yet you committed 5,538 murders of other black men in 1 year. Even your enemy felt sorry. They were shaking their head. What's wrong with black people? Why are they so barbaric? That is an insult. They weren't talking about all. They were talking about the last generation. You should just Google it and see what they're talking about. Folks, we need God now. We are not going to exist. Just in some of our communities alone, in one community, the poverty in the African American community is 80%. That means 80% of the black people in this state and city has zilch. You can't stand up behind that kind of poverty. Stop listening to all these buffoons and clowns. I don't care who the hell they are. We're following the wrong people. I love black people too, but we can't exist like this. Why do you say that? I'll say anything I want. I had 3 uncles in World War II. One of my uncles was in December 7, 1941 at Pearl Harbor. The other one was in the South Pacific. Another family member got hit by sniper fire. He was a paraplegic from the waist down all his life, the rest of his life after World War II. My son was in battlefield. That's right, my stepson. So I don't have to worry. It's pretty disturbing to see everywhere we live look like an alleyway or a ghetto. But I just thank God. Most of my family work, all of my family work hard all their life. It's almost like a generational curse, just hand down, just slinging dope and getting shot down in the street, marching and burning down their own stores in your own neighborhood. What the hell is good that gonna do? We need God now, folks. Pray. God help us.